Hello, this is Dee's Test Kitchen. Today we're going to be doing calzones. I don't know if y'all know what they are. They're an Italian, uh, like pizza, and it's delicious. You make your own sauce up, you make your own dough up, and we're going to have fun today. And I wanted to tell you that we appreciate each and every one of you that watch our video and subscribe to our videos. We appreciate each and every one of you. So we're going to get into our recipe this afternoon. Um, and first, we're going to go with 110 water. I've already tested it with your cooking thermometer. So we're going to take 3/4 cup of water. We're going to take a pack of Fleshman's Rapid Rise yeast, and we're going to beat it up and get the yeast going. It doesn't take much, but you want to get that yeast dissolved in your warm water, and you also, I'll say it again, you need your water no more than 110 degrees. You need for it to be 110. And so our yeast is just about dissolved. Um, And now we're going to go in with our sugar. And cooking reminds me of way back. When me and my twin sister Jean, we lived on the farm and we had fresh eggs. So me and her would go off and gather some eggs out of the nest. And then we'd go back and we'd get us something to put dirt in and we'd make mud pies. And they have real eggs in them. That was I'll never forget it. Me and Jean thought we were really baking. We just was stirring that dirt in them eggs, and we thought we were some chef. Okay, we've got our yeast and sugar and warm water stirred up, and we've got to let it set. We're going to let it set for 5 to 10 minutes. It's got a a film on top. So, how you like my Easter dish towels? I like them. They're beautiful. You know, Easter ain't too far away. Um, but anyway, we're waiting on that. We're going to wait 5 or 10 minutes, and we're going to get in some really interesting videos. And I'll show you one that we're going to do that is the best ice cream you've ever made. And it's our Ninja the ice cream maker. And what you do, you take these bowls and you put like your ingredients, like strawberries, like heavy whipping cream and sugar and flavor. And then you get it up to the line, you close it, and you put it in the freezer overnight. And you take it out, and you put it in your Ninja, and it makes the best ice cream you'll ever taste. So we're going to get into that another time. We're going to get in banana pudding. This recipe come from my grandmother. When we would gather on Sundays, we would have a big dinner, and most of the time we had banana pudding, and made from scratch. Not no instant nothing. It was all made from scratch. And we'll get into some chicken and dumplings, and it's really good. Some people use biscuit dough, but I like to make up my own dough and roll it out kind of thin and cut it and put it in the hot tub with the chicken, and we'll get into that recipe one day. But we're close. It ain't gonna take long for this yeast and water to film, and it's starting a little bit right now. So you'll want to proof your yeast because it shows if that yeast is alive. Because if you get too hot a mixture, it will kill your yeast, and you want your yeast alive to make your dough rise or make your dough the texture you want it. And so you always go through the proofing. Some people don't. Some people just go ahead and mix it. But if your yeast is not good and you put it all the ingredients, expensive ingredients nowadays, it will fail, and you'll have to throw everything away. It's easier to throw away water and yeast and sugar than to throw away all your other ingredients. So we'll want to do the proofing. Okay, and this yeast, we'll talk about this Fleshman's yeast. I used to buy it in like a coffee container. I thought it'd be more fresher. But then I started using this Freshman's rapid rise yeast, and I have a real good results with it. Seems like it just rises better than the other yeast I was getting. And so we're just about ready to start our other ingredients, and we're still waiting on the proofing. And as you see out here, we have some chopped up onions, some olives, some green peppers, and and again, I'll remind you, we're making calzones. They are delicious. And also, I want to show you this sausage. We're using sausage for our meat. And this came from my brother-in-law. He kills deers, and this is deer sausage. And you would never believe that it's not pork. It has the best flavor that I've ever eaten. And I used to didn't eat deer. My mother didn't like game, eating squirrels or rabbits or anything like that. No, we didn't eat game. But the way this gentleman mixes up is he does all his meat. It's just you'd have to eat it to see what I'm talking about. And his name is Kenneth Dunn, and pray for him right now. He's getting ready for back surgery, and we pray that he will not. It won't hinder him from the things that he needs to do. He's in quite a bit of pain right now, but he still mounts these dead. Yeah, they're dead, all right. The deer. The heads, after all the skin and everything's off, he puts it on this plaque. Then he adds to it, and it is the most unusual thing you'll ever see. Okay, yes, we're ready. See how your yeast is separating from your water? That's what you're wanting. So we're going to use our mixer, which I like KitchenAid. You're going to need a mixer with some power to it, because I've burned up mixers by not having a lot of power to it. So we're going to pour in our proofed yeast and water, and we're going to stir it up a little bit. Then we have an egg over here. We have one egg. We're going to add it to our mixture and beat it a little bit. Don't y'all like to cook? I mean, it is so rewarding, especially when everything turns out so good. Okay, with this dough, we're going to add some spices, and we're going to add oregano, garlic powder, and thyme. I know probably the other videos you've watched for the calzones. This is just something that was come up with to add flavor to your dough. That just ain't plain dough, plain yeast dough. So we'll mix that up real good, and we've got three. Wait a minute. We're going to add butter, and we're adding about 3 tablespoons of butter. We're going to mix that up. Then we got 3/4 of. We're going to add 3/4 of flour. We're using bread flour. I take that back. I'm sorry. We're using 2 cups of sifted bread flour, and we're going to use half of it at a time. We're going to mix a half at a time. Okay. Put half of it in there, and then go to mixing. And I'm bad about making messes with flour, so you have to watch your speed, because you'll throw flour all over the kitchen. And of course, I do that. I can make the biggest mess of anybody, I think, around. But it's just, I love to get into the flour and the doughs and the recipes and just have a big time. You can turn it up after after the flour mix is done. So now you're going to add the rest of your flour. And we're going to start it on not low, about medium, or low and then a little bit medium. Medium, I turned it on high one time, and I tell you what, I covered up the whole bar mixing it with. But when you get all that incorporated, it will stick to your beater blade. And it's starting to almost get there right now. Don't you feel like a baker sometimes when you bake pastries and pies and Italian dish like this? Okay, it's got wet now, and I'm going to turn it up real fast, just a little bit, to make sure all that flour is all incorporated. Okay. See how it's sticking to the beater blade, and it kind of sticks to your beater blade. Okay. We'll take it out. And we're going to oil our boat. Give it some oil. You want it greased pretty good. It helps that dough to have a slickness to rise. So we're going to work it around down here in the bowl and get that all around the bowl where it be just as slick as everything. But like take your dough and put your fingers in it and let it sit there to rise. And you're going to put your dish towel over it. And you'll want to have this dough in a warm room because you have to have warmness for the dough to do what it needs to do. So we're going to leave that for about an hour to an hour and a half. You leave it till it's double. So we're gonna move this over, and I made some dough last night. So what you do is you make up your dough, and after it rose, and then you knead it. You put it in the refrigerator, put it in a bag, get your air out, and ziplock it. And you'll leave it there overnight, or you can in 3 hours. This was left overnight, but you'll have a great texture of dough. So we're gonna take enough to do 1 calzone. I'm gonna show you how to do one, because I've already got some already made, where it would save us some time, and I've made up the sauce, your sauce for your calzone, and so we're gonna put it on after we get this our dough the way you want it. But you want to knead it just a little bit before you roll it out. You want it to have a good texture to stay together. But that's about enough for one. And you can make these all any shape that you want to make them. It doesn't matter if they're perfectly shaped, but you do them like a pie crust. You know how you do a pie crust? You form it, and then you take and I'll show you. You take a fork with flour and go around your edges to seal your edges. Okay. This is kind of hard to roll out a little bit, but just get in the middle and just push. Stir your flour around. You want a fairly good amount of flour. You don't want gobs of flour because you're going to have something where it can stick to your board. Just kind of roll it out round looking, and it'll come up with a good shape that you'll like. But you see this dough has got spices in it, and I told you the spices that we use. It'd be a calzone you ain't never had, and they are delicious. You can take and put them in the freezer if you make too many for your family and you want to have it later. Just put it in a Ziploc bag and stick it in your freezer, and then you'll have some for later. Maybe that midnight snack you wanna have. Okay, we're about got it rolled out. Move the dough around like that right there. Make sure you got a little bit of flour under it. Okay. Okay, we're ready. We're ready to shape our dough. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put our sauce that we've mixed up. We've got in our sauce we've got a half it's chopped up bell pepper. We got about a half a onion chopped up. We've got a can of Hunt's paste. I use the Hunt's. But and it's garlic and herbs. And then you'll want a can of the Contadina sauce. It's a 15. It's a 24-ounce can, and then your other paste is a 15-ounce. But you'll take and put it on your stove, and you'll cook it for about 30 minutes, and you'll cook it on medium. Okay, here we're gonna go. You want to put some sauce on this dough, but you don't want to get gobs. If you do, it will come out, and you don't want it seeping out your dough. You want to leave room for your other stuff you're putting in there. Okay, we'll set this back. Okay, now we're going to sprinkle some onion on it. It's whatever amount of onions you like on your calzone. And now we got some black olives. Now we got some green peppers. All that mixed together is so good. Okay, isn't that looking pretty, y'all? Okay, and we're going to take some of this deer sausage that is so wonderful, and we're going to put a little bit of it on it. But we're going to make a big one. You can make small ones, you make medium size, you make large ones. It don't matter. Just whatever you feel like doing, you do it. Grabbing this dish towel. Got that stuff all over me. That's okay. We'll get it all over. So it's worth it. See, this is going to be a big one that you're probably going to cut in half, or even the guys probably can eat a whole one. But us women, that'd be a little bit too much for us. So, got us some flour. See how we got it like a pie. And we'll just mash the ends down like that. And then we'll come along with our fork and we'll do just like we do our fried pies. You just shape it with your fork. This is to be proud of. You feel like you've had your own restaurant. I showed my granddaughter in Clarksville, Lindsay Franklin, and I showed her when I was up there and had her making it, and it had her so excited she wanted to open her restaurant. She said, when I get of age, she was 17 then, I'm going to open me a restaurant, and I'm going to have me some calzones, and I'm going to make me some pizza. She was real excited, but we had fun together making them. Put you a slice or two, or this is so big, let's put an extra. But that's the way you're going to have your calzone, and you're going to take and spray on oil. And you're going to put your calzone in there. See, this is what it's going to look like. But if you want a cheese one, sometimes I put Parmesan cheese, Italian style, mozzarella. But this is for the person that don't want cheese. So we don't have cheese in this one. But you can put all kind of cheese, the amount of cheese you want. It's just how you like cheese. But that's the way it looks. And we're going to do our oven 375 for 20 minutes. And you also can do an egg wash. Before you put it, it makes it shiny. You just beat up an egg and brush it on top. And you cook it 375 for 20 minutes. And when it comes out, you butter it. And I've already made some for you too. And this is the way mine looks. See, they're not perfect. You don't have to make them perfect. And we're going to show you what they look like. Now, these has got cheese in them, see? They got cheese. Ain't they yummy? Ooh wee. That dough is perfect. So uh, get on my site. We're going to try to have the recipe online. So we're done with our calzones and we're ready to eat them. So I'm going to close for now. We're going to be back with you later with the videos. Remember, next video is going to be a ninja ice cream. Okay. Bye-bye, people. Love you.